Hey, welcome to today's video. Today we're taking a look at a GDPR case, specifically the Teemo and Fidzup GDPR violations. So I'm Richard Chapo. I'm an attorney in San Diego, California, and I advise online businesses on various rules and regulations. So with the GDPR, of course, we're talking about the General Data Protection Regulation. This is the new privacy regulation that went into effect in Europe in May 2018. And in this case, the CNIL is the supervisory authority that's bringing the complaints. CNIL, of course, is in France, and they are considered pretty aggressive when it comes to enforcing EU regulations. These are the guys that you often read about going after Google and Facebook. So in this situation, the issue at hand involved consent, but it was based on a particular business model that Teemo and Fidzup were using. They were marketing companies that were providing location-based marketing solutions for other businesses that were trying to tap specific areas. So, for instance, if you were focusing on people in Berlin who paid more than $100,000 and had green eyes, something of that sort. Now you can see this with a lot of different marketing platforms to some extent or another. With AdWords, you can pick your location. With Facebook, you can really drill down. So it's not uncommon. So what was the problem here? What was the GDPR violation? Well, the CNIL argued that neither company had what's called a legal basis to collect personal data. Under the GDPR, you must have a legal basis. There are basically 6 acceptable kinds, really only 3 that fall into the private company category. The other 3 are government-based. But consent is probably the most common one. And as the name suggests, you're essentially asking users for consent to collect their information and use it in particular ways. Now, when you do that, you have to ask on a granular level, and that means you have to ask for affirmative consent for each particular use. And the CNIL in this case contested that the companies had not asked for consent to create profiles of the users, that wasn't mentioned in the consent form. And apparently that was probably the case because the companies both moved to fix their consent processes. And they were given 3 months to do so, and all indications are they did, and the CNIL closed the case, both cases. Were any fines issued? The answer is no, not in this case. Now, this is one of the first GDPR cases that we saw after it went into effect, so it's not really a surprise that fines weren't issued. This was kind of a shot across the bow, if you will, from the CNIL that they're going to take consent very seriously, particularly in relation to making sure that you get granular consent. So it's not a surprise they didn't come out, blazing and, finding everybody right and left. However, if this same case was to occur, let's say in 2019 or in a later year, I would expect fines would be issued. So there you have it. That's it for today's GDPR violation case. If you have questions or comments, post them below. I'll be happy to answer them. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy the video, I feel shame. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting more videos on further GDPR cases so you can kind of see what's going down in relation to the enforcement of this draconian regulation. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a good one.